Hey guys, I'm back again this week for another tutorial. We're going to do a gradient fall abstract design. The first color that we're using is Clean Colors Espresso and Americano. These colors are absolutely gorgeous together. Go ahead and start off with your lightest color first. This will make the transition into the gradient effect a lot smoother. You're going to want to make sure that this color coat is completely dry, so that way whenever you start to do the ombre effect, it won't sponge off onto the actual makeup sponge. I get all of my sponges from the Dollar Tree. They're super inexpensive because honestly I toss them after each use. There's no point in trying to hold on to them. What you're going to do is you're going to want to take the lighter color and then overlap the darker color on top of it. So that way whenever you sponge it onto the nail, it'll give you a subtle gradient and a transition into that darker color. You're going to tap the sponge onto the nail a couple of times just to start to build that color. Now you're going to have to repeat this process probably 2 to 3 times just depending on how dark you want your gradient to be. I want mine a little bit darker, so I'm just going to repeat the process. I'm starting to get the effect that I want, but I want that tip to be a little bit darker, so I'm just going to apply the darker color just to the tip only. That way it'll build a nice rich color at the tip. I'm pretty satisfied with this look, so I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm using a craft paintbrush from Michaels. I did cut the bristles just to tweak it a little bit. I personally like a thinner detail brush. Ignore the paint on my fingers. I get a little messy sometimes. And this is a paintbrush from Wistonia. It came in a pack of 5, I think. Next is an OPI polish. It's called My Favorite Ornament. This is a very, very pretty champagne gold. Some black acrylic paint I got from Walmart. A piece of aluminum foil and alcohol. I do have a lint-free wipe that already has alcohol on it. I use 99% isopropyl alcohol. I get mine from Cosmoprof. I think you can go to your local pharmacy and ask them to special order it for you. I haven't done that personally. I just know a couple of nail techs, they say that they can get it in bulk and it's a little bit cheaper than buying the small bottles. But to start the design, you're going to do an upside down triangle and you're going to fill it in, and then you're going to go back and you're going to outline the triangle, but you're going to leave a small space. Now you're going to do the design on the bottom. You're going to mirror the same design that you just drew on the bottom. Here I'm going back and cleaning up all of my lines. Crisp lines with this design is a must. If not, it just looks sloppy. Now I've switched out my alcohol for my acetone since I'm going to be working with polishes. I'm decanting my favorite ornament polish onto the aluminum foil. The thing I like about using aluminum foil is it doesn't dry out as quick. I also decided to throw in Love Angel Music Baby. It's from Gwen Stefani's collection from OPI. This is another gorgeous color. But I figured putting it as the background would help the glitter polish pop. Now I'm going to draw a diamond shape, I guess you could call it. I'm making sure that the corners of it is completely symmetrical and in the middle of where I originally drew the design. I decided to add a little bit of the gold to the side just to give it a little bit more symmetrical aspect of it. I'm taking the Love Angel Music Baby and coloring in the half diamond shape. That way you still have your same shapes, but it's not overpowering. Now I'm taking my favorite ornament and I'm just outlining and really tracing of what I just did with the other polish. This way the gold will pop and it kind of gives it a 3D element. Now I'm taking Love Angel Music Baby and I'm coloring in just the inside of the black triangles. When you're working with polish, it does still tend to dry out a lot quicker than your acrylic paint. With acrylic paint, you can keep a small thing of water beside you to kind of keep it watered down. So what I like to do after I use any type of polish for any design, I always try to go back and clean up my lines. I know I've said that 100 times probably already, but it is very important that your lines stay as crisp and as neat as possible. I decided to go ahead and outline the gold on the sides. That way you give it a little bit more depth. And it ties into it because you already have so much black going on anyway, and the sides feel like they're kind of naked. I decided that it was still missing something, so I started to add dots following the X or B pattern, I guess you could call it. I decided to add a stud, but I don't have any different colors besides the silver. So what I do is I take a stud, I place it on my aluminum foil, and then I use 1 to 2 drops of polish to color it. I'm using Big Bondini glue and the Hurry Up nail dryer. Now, word of advice, that Hurry Up glue dryer, it stinks. I did not realize until I bought it personally, but it does work. After I place the glue onto the nail, I take my dotting tool and I get a little bit on the tip of it to pick my stud up, and then I place it onto the nail. I press it down as much as I can without really disturbing the polish that's on top, just in case it's not completely dry, and then I spray 1 to 2 real good spurts of the Hurry Up glue dryer. Now here, I didn't realize that I was completely out of frame whenever I shot this, but all I'm doing is using my builder gel as my top coat. I use that on every single one of my clients. Just about at least 98% of all of my acrylic clients gets a gel top coat. It makes their designs last, it makes their rhinestones last. It's awesome. So all I'm doing is doing a thin but even coat on top of the nail, and then I place it into the UV lamp for 2 minutes. Once it's completely cured for the 2 minutes, I remove the inhibition layer with my 99% isopropyl alcohol. You want to make sure that you completely clean this nail 100%. If you don't, it'll leave it cloudy, it can still be sticky. It's a hot mess if it's not cleaned the right way. Here's your finished look, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, subscribe, leave me comments. What did you like about the video? What didn't you like about the video? Leave me ideas for future tutorials, and as always, you can find me at the links that I played at the beginning of the video. That's my Facebook and my Instagram. Thanks.